Alright, I guess we're gonna do things a little different today. Since all the madness is going on and we're inside, so I'm bored and I'm gonna make enchiladas, so I gotta make the sauce and I make it homemade. And this is my recipe. I'll put it at the end of the video so that you can pause it, copy it if you want to. But here's what you'll need: flour, oil, chicken broth, salt, chili powder, pepper, garlic. This is cumin. I have it in a different bottle, that's why I have it turned around, because it's not the right label. But I buy it in packages like this, so I put it in this bottle. And you're gonna need Mexican oregano, butter, and you'll need your measuring spoons, a pot, a whisk, and 1/4 of a measuring cup for your flour. And this is my dish I use to put my seasonings in as I measure them out. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and do this. You're gonna measure pepper first, and you want a 1/2 teaspoon. This is a 1/2 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't ever really level it, but 1 teaspoon of salt. 1½ teaspoons of garlic powder. 1½ half a teaspoon of Mexican oregano. It has to be Mexican oregano, not regular oregano, or it won't taste right. A little over half. I like to put just a tiny bit over half, just a tiny bit. Sorry for the language on the TV. 2 teaspoons of cumin. That's what's in this bottle. 2 teaspoons also equals 1 tablespoon. So just gonna go ahead and make it easier and do 1 tablespoon. And 1½ tablespoons of chili powder. I prefer dark, but my store you can only get the red one, not the dark one. So this is what I get. So 1 tablespoon, and then 1 teaspoon would be half of that. I have my 2 tablespoons of butter. I eyeball it. I don't really measure it. It could be a little more than that or a little less. And then you want 2 cups of chicken broth and a 1/2 cup of water. So let's go ahead and start our roux. After we measure our oil, and we're gonna need 3 tablespoons of oil for the roux. 1, 2, 3. Always do your oil after your powders. That way you can just take your stuff and toss it in the sink. 1/4 of flour.
Because we have mothers like you. Okay, you, the hair security, a mother.
Alright, 1/4 of flour. Doesn't need to be leveled. Now let's take it and put the oil on the heat. Alright, so we got our oil on the stove. And you want it to be a little over medium, like 6, until the oil is hot enough, and then you put the flour in. So we'll wait for that to get hot. Okay, so I'm back. It's been about 1 to 2 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and add the flour. Alright, so I'm gonna add the flour. Oops, I got it on the stove. And you want to stir it. It's gonna turn to like a roux. And you want to cook it. You'll see it melts. You want to cook it for like a minute. Maybe 2 minutes. Make sure you keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. And I'll go ahead and pour my first cup of chicken broth. There it goes. Starting to be melted. And go ahead and add the first cup and stir it really good. Then take all your seasonings that we measured out and add those in and stir really well. I'm going to add my other cup of chicken broth. And I'm going to use the rest of my chicken broth, so I'm not going to use water. I'm going to use another half of chicken broth. So that's 2 cups. And then you want a half a cup of chicken broth or water. Half a cup. Stir it really well. Once it comes to a boil, we'll stir it again and then put it on low to simmer for 45 minutes, stirring every 10 to 15 minutes. So I went ahead and put the seasonings away while I'm waiting for it to boil. Here's that recipe again. I actually took the recipe from Google and I didn't like the way it turned out. So I tweaked it like over a few times. I had to do it a few times to get it perfect. But this is what I came up with and it's freaking delicious. Everybody loves it. You should go ahead and try it. Let me know what you think. You do want to cook it for 30 to 45 minutes, stirring it about every 10 to 15 minutes. It's good on cheese enchiladas. Today we're going to make beef enchiladas and try it like that. I think it'll still be really good. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm going to go ahead and stir it. It's not boiling yet, but I don't want the stuff to stick to the bottom. And once it starts simmering, it won't stick. I'm going to go ahead and add my butter because I want that to melt in there. Okay, so it's starting to boil. We'll go ahead and stir it so we can mix that butter in. Okay, so just make sure it's not stuck to the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on 2. Yeah, let's go with 2. Stir it again and let it set for 45 minutes and simmer. Stirring every 10 to 15 minutes until it's done. I'll come back in 45 minutes and show you what the consistency looks like. Alright, it's been 45 minutes. Just stir it. And then we're going to turn it off and let it cool completely before we use it on our enchiladas. And that's it. Like, you can see the consistency right now. It's not too thick, it's not too watery. It's like perfect. It is going to thicken a little as it cools, but that's what you want it to do. So, I'll show you that again when it's cool. And that's it. Give it a like, leave a comment, share with your friend. You don't have to, but I would be grateful if you did. Let me know what you think. It should be cool now. I'm gonna go ahead and stir. This right here is just the top layer. When you heat it and stir it, it will dissolve. I'm pretty sure it's cool. But here's the consistency now. It's a little thicker. And now I'm going to start making my enchiladas. I made my own taco meat. This is just water boiling with the seasoning. It's cumin, chili powder, and garlic, and minced onions. And when I'm being lazy, I warm my tortillas in a wet napkin and until they're warm. Not too hot because then they'll stick together. Now I'm going to take this off and let the water cook out of it. And my oven's at 375. The tortillas are warm. They look a little too warm, so I need to separate them right now. Hot. I'll be right back. Okay, I have them separated. I'm going to do the best I can with one hand and show you what I do. I'm going to make cheese too, and the beef. So I put it in the sauce, and I flip it over. And I add a piece of Velveeta cheese. And some Mexican blend cheese. And then I roll it. I can't hold the camera and do that at the same time, so give me 1 second. And now I'm rolling it. Ray's holding the camera for me so you can see. I know it's a messy job, but it's delicious. Now I just add cheese on top and that's it. I'm just gonna put a little bit of sauce. Not too much. Just a little. Should be good. And then cheese. And we're good. I'm doing my meat dish now. You want a little sauce on the bottom. Too hot again. Hot. Hot. Okay, no more hotness. I'm just gonna roll these up. The meat, and I don't put cheese on the inside, and then I just roll them. And that's it. I'm just gonna do these and I'll be back. Okay, so I have my beef enchiladas rolled. There's 6 corn, 2 flour, because I wanted to try what the flour would taste like. So now I'm gonna put my sauce and cheese and get them in the oven. Alright, I'm gonna pop them in the oven now. They're in the oven. I'm gonna cover them with a cookie sheet and let them cook for 25 minutes. So Ray just pulled them out of the oven for me. These are the cheese, and these are the meats. And they're done. I hope you liked my video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know if you are interested in seeing me cook something else. Leave a comment. Alright, thanks for watching, guys.